Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lorenzo Rios, CEO of the Clovis Veterans Memorial District and civilian aide to the Secretary of the Army.
You know that moment when you realize, Monty and I were standing back there talking, and I was like, wait a minute, I think I just heard my name. He looks at me and I goes, I think you're right. Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this wonderful program. I am so happy to be your MC this wonderful morning, and we look forward to a wonderful program. We have a few minutes as we see our you guys caught me off guard, to be perfectly honest with you. Our maestro, as he makes it up to the front. But this would be an opportunity where you have some friends that you notice they're not here. Feel free to give them a quick text. Let them know that we still have seating. And for those of you who say, well, Lorenzo, we're running out of space, here's some good news. We've got some more chairs, and we'd love to bring them in. So don't you worry about space. We'll bring in whatever chairs we need to make sure that there's room for everyone. All right? And do that now, because the next thing I'm going to ask you to do is that you take the time to kindly turn off your electronic instruments. And I promise you, it may not seem like a big deal right now until we get to hear your ringtone. And I will promise you, when everybody turns off their ringtone, your ringtone will sound very unique, and everyone will know who you are. Sometimes you want to be known, sometimes you don't. If your phone goes off, well, you decide. So at this time, I'd ask you to please turn off your electronic devices. And I want to say thank you and welcome to the AUSA Sounds of Freedom Band's 39th Annual March Concert. The band is comprised of community members who volunteer their time and share their talent to bring these wonderful works of art to life for all of us to enjoy. The Association of the United States Army, or the AUSA for short, supports soldiers, their families, and Army civilians, provides a voice for the Army, and honors those who have served. Membership is open to all members of the public, and you are welcome to see the wonderful information that they have in the back, and I'd encourage you to go see them. If you are interested in providing some kind support with donation of any size, there will be donation containers in the back where you're welcome to provide a gift of any size. This band is an all-volunteer organization with no corporate funding, so any assistance that you can provide is greatly appreciated. As you heard earlier, I am Lorenzo Rios, the Clovis CEO and the civilian aide to the Secretary of the Army. I'm honored to be your MC for this afternoon. And as you may know, the Clovis Veterans Memorial District was founded in 1946 with a mission to provide a permanent living memorial honoring U.S. military and veterans, provide facilities and support programs just like this one, to promote a legacy of service for preserving our communities and country's foundational ideals. Before we begin the program, it is customary to take a moment to remember where we're at. As I noted, you're at the Clovis Veterans Memorial District. We honor military service, and we are grateful for the service that has been provided for us by military members and their families, past, present, and future. We have those who are in the process of training up to provide us and continue to provide us this blanket of freedom. Before I go too much further, I'd like to recognize any military member or veteran that is in the audience at this time. Would you please rise to be recognized? Thank you for your service. And for those of you, if you have a challenge getting up, just to raise your hand, that'll be just fine. I'd also like to take a moment to recognize military families. If you're a family member of someone who has served, would you stand to be recognized? Yes, you know them. Nudge them. Let them stand. If you can't stand, it's okay. Just a little wave. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I know for some of you it's a little awkward. We normally don't ask the families to stand up, but one thing is true. Our service members can do great things because they're surrounded with remarkable professionals trained and ready with the best equipment and all the support that they need to do what they need to take care of and come back home. But part of that support is that family. And sometimes the family members are overlooked. Here in Clovis, we take a moment to remember them because I want you to know you are never forgotten. And the sacrifice provided for this great nation's independence, freedom, is never forgotten here. And here, you always have a home. I also would like to recognize those who sometimes don't like to stand up, and sometimes they feel like if their loved one is no longer here, they don't want to stand. And sometimes it can be difficult, but I'd like if those of you who are in the room who are widows or widowers would mind standing. We want to let you know that here at this community, in this district, we will always have our doors open, and your support, the support for you, never ends. So do we have any widows or widowers in this room? Thank you. Thank you for your service. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming and sharing your afternoon with us. This is the band's 39th annual March concert, but today is a uniquely special event insofar as our maestro, this marks his 20th anniversary as our maestro. To commemorate this auspicious occasion, he has put a spectacular program together for our enjoyment. But before we get to that point, I would like to give him a round of applause because of his untiring work that he provides and his remarkable professionalism in mentoring this wonderful group of professionals. Can we give him a warm round of applause? And Monty and I were back here talking just before this started, and he said, Lorenzo, you know, we have some friends that are going to join us. And I said, well, Monty, who are they? And he says, well, you know, we've got some friends that are going to be joining us, and they're on the internet, so they're just a few folks. So all of you in the internet, thank you for joining us and welcome. But we have some folks in particular in Connecticut, in Austria, and a special hello to the brass band Hope Uganda Foundation. So to all of you, welcome, and we'd love to hear from you. So please send in your comments. Let us know what your thoughts are. We'd be curious to know, where are you viewing this remarkable concert from? Let us know what you think. So with that said, let's get this party started, and let's start the first program. Paris Chambers wrote nearly 90 marches, and The Boys of the Old Brigade is one of his best. It was written in 1901 and is a short, spirited march coming in at just over 2 minutes long. Ladies and gentlemen, The Boys of the Old Brigade. Bravo. As you can see, you're in for a treat. This next piece, James Carnot's Fanfare and Flourishes for a Festive Occasion, was composed in 1991 and features a prominent musical theme from Marc-Antoine Carpentier's Te Deum. As the title suggests, the piece opens with a fanfare that gives way to Renaissance-inspired melodies that feature multiple sections of the ensemble. Please enjoy Fanfare and Flourishes for a Festive Occasion. This next piece, you're in for a treat. The challenge is trying to figure out which one's better than the other, but only you get to decide that. This next piece, we're delighted to be able to present the world premiere of the concert band version of our next piece, Meditation and Hymn to Nature. Reflective in nature, symbolically shaped in the form of a meditation session. It begins in a dark and lyrical state, progresses into a more turbulent yet fluid current of uncertain energy, and gradually transforms us into a calm, healing, and soothing state of mind. Key motivic ideas and sections of musical material inform the structure of the piece, as these are additionally transformed from a disheartened state to a more hopeful and spiritual resolve. In his notes for this selection, composer Josh Trentado included a special note that I would like to share with you. He wrote, "It is my goal with meditation and hymn to nature that those who listen to this work, perform it, or read these program notes will remember this. You are loved. You matter." Ladies and gentlemen, meditation and hymn to nature. I don't know about you, but I found myself looking outside and looking at the dancing trees and kind of longing to be out there right about now. That was a beautiful piece. Thank you. This next piece, Sebastian Schrammel was born in 1989 in Linz, a city in Austria straddling the Danube River midway between Salzburg and Vienna. His musical career began in 1999 with trumpet lessons at the age of 10. In 2007, he completed the Musician's Achievement Badge in gold. And during his military service, he was employed as a trumpeter in the military band of Upper Austria. After founding the Robert Blackbaum with 6 musician friends in 2008, Sebastian began arranging and composing music. To date, he has written numerous marches and polkas that have been played by bands throughout the world. He is in demand as a professional trumpet and flugelhorn player and performs regularly with several groups in Austria. Marcia Festivitas is his latest work, commissioned to commemorate the 165th anniversary of the Music Society of Prom, Austria. Ladies and gentlemen, Marcia Festivitas. Bravo, bravo. So what do you think, folks? Are you having a good time? Not bad, huh? So I'm curious, how many of you are visiting us for the first time? Just raise your hand if this is your first time. Well, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you have a wonderful time. And for those of you who didn't raise your hand, good job. I don't know how you got these folks. Let's go ahead and continue inviting more of our friends. And those of you who did raise your hand, I hope you have such a great time, you'll tell a friend. Let's fill this room. This is a wonderful event where we get to celebrate the talents that God has blessed us all with. And these folks right here, you should see them. They come here every Wednesday, practice. They fill up these facilities with wonderful sounds, and everyone gets to enjoy. So let's fill up the room. The concert's not over. There's more to come. How about we go to this next piece? And by the way, I'm going to have to warn you now. Does anyone here speak German? We have one. We have one. Okay. I want you to know. Are you visiting? You are. Oh, fantastic. Where from? From Germany. Well, that's okay. All right. Okay. Are you an exchange student? What part of Germany? Hamburg. And your name, if you don't mind me asking? Benedict. Well, Benedict, welcome to Clovis. Benedict, so this is a conversation between you and me then. I'm going to do my best. But these characters right here, and if you see that they look away, some of them do it on purpose. They sneak in some pieces that have some tough names. And I do my best. Sometimes my best is not enough. And so any of you in the room who speak German, Benedict, and who can appreciate whether or not I say this correctly or incorrectly, a million pardons up front, but I will do my best. After which, a line can be set up here on the left, my left, your right, and you can tell me all about it. And we'll work on improving my pronunciation. Fair enough? All right. That said, welcome, Benedict. I should ask you to just come on over here and help me. But I'm not going to do that to you. You're a guest. Austrian composer Franz von Supp composed more than 30 operettas as well as dozens of ballets and stage works. Despite this fact, his stage productions remain rather unknown today, with the exception of some operettas such as Boccaccio or Die Schöne Galotti, and especially some overtures, which are a major feature of his stage work. Among the latter belong undoubtedly Dichter und Bauer, Poet and Peasant from 1846, and Leichte Cavallerie, Light Cavalry from 1866, who attained immense popularity, securing Franz von Supp an enduring fame. Supp was a master in blending the three main styles of his time, the French opera comique, the Italian opera buffa, and that of his city of adoption, Vienna. His classical training and his rich experience as a theater orchestra conductor made him an irresistible figure of his time. Although Supp's music does not sound particularly Viennese, it is rather international, as you will see in his overture. Isabella, a comic opera in one act, was first performed in Vienna on the 5th of November, 1869. The story is conveyed by a Spanish flavor in the introduction of the overture. This is interrupted by a brief lyrical bassoon solo before moving into a brilliant march. An inevitable Viennese waltz is unfolded before the return to the Spanish color. Ladies and gentlemen, Isabella. Bravo. Now that was a fun piece, wouldn't you say, ladies and gentlemen? Come on, let's hear it. Let's give them a little. There you go. I know you had it in you. There you go. Well done, Sounds of Freedom. Wow. Whew. That kind of set the tone. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I knew you had it in you, and don't walk away with a little extra applause in your pocket. Make sure you get it all out. That way you go home and replenish it and come back and join us. Let's reward them with that applause. They love it. We love to hear it. And not only that, it's kind of feels good to give it, doesn't it? All right. That said, this next piece, the Symphony No. 3 finale, on which our next selection is based, was the sixth movement of the work completed in 1895, the year Gustav Mahler became a Roman Catholic. It was entitled Was mir die Liebe erzählt, What Love Tells Me. Benedict, was I in the ballpark? It was kind of... I did apologize in advance, did I not? You're very kind, my friend, very kind. The movement can best be described in Mahler's own words, and I quote, "The peak, the highest level from which one can view the world. I could almost call it what God tells me, in the sense that God can only be comprehended as love." Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Assistant Director Nico Morales to the podium to lead the band and enjoy Symphony No. 3 finale. Take it away, Nico. Well done. Good job, Nico. This next piece, Alton Augustus Adams, born in the Virgin Islands in 1889, remains an iconic figure there. When the United States took over the islands in 1917, the new governor appointed Adams chief musician. The renowned band that Adams assembled was inducted into the U.S. Navy as a unit, making Adams the first black bandmaster to serve in the U.S. Navy. And I believe we have a Navy representative here today who is joining us, actually, and we also have a Coast Guard representative joining us as well. Tomorrow, we'll be hosting an influencers conference where we're bringing all the academies here to present to all our educators all the different options and opportunities for our students to pursue their educational goals. So to my Navy rep out there, welcome. As you can see, this is how our community celebrates every weekend, and sometimes in concert form, but we always have something to do on the weekend, so welcome. He composed a great deal of band music. The Governor's Own and the Virgin Islands March are two of his most famous compositions. The former was written for the naval governor Joseph W. Oman and was performed by the likes of the great bands of Sousa and Goldman. It was included in the first American bicentennial series on American music. The latter was quickly adopted as the unofficial anthem of the Virgin Islands, but became the official anthem in 1963. Ladies and gentlemen, here now is the Governor's Own. Well done, Nico. So, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? This is the Sounds of Freedom. Remarkable group, aren't they? Well done. We're not done yet. We're not done. This next piece, Wim Lasserum was born in Udenbosch, Netherlands. After working as an accountant, He began studying music at the Conservatory of Brabant, where he obtained a teaching diploma and a price direction of harmony in orchestra. Alongside his activities as head of orchestra, he began composing in 1971. To date, he has composed 100 works, including marches and concert pieces. Wim Losserums served as professor of the Music Conservatory in Amsterdam from 1970 to 1976. He wrote Sax Amore as a demonstration of his love for the saxophone. And we are pleased to feature our saxophone section, Dan, Brenda, and Robin, playing his tune as a demonstration of our love of the saxophone. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Sax Amore. Saxamore. Dan, Brenda, and Robin, great job. And Sounds of Freedom, as always, wonderful work. You know, what I didn't realize that was also going to showcase was Maestro's dancing little move. Did you notice that? I was catching that. I don't think you gave the Maestro enough credit on that one. So, Maestro, well done. I like that. That was a really nice piece. There you go. Thank you. All right. I will hear about this afterwards, I'm sure. According to AUSA, scholar Paul Byerly, John Philip Sousa often remarked that the old Scottish ballad Annie Laurie was the most beautiful of all folk songs. In 1883, he wrote the march Bonnie Annie Laurie based on the song. In spite of several printings, it was soon forgotten. But have no fear, we have found a copy and are happy to remember it today. Ladies and gentlemen, here now is Sousa's happy little march, Bonnie Ann Laurie. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of our concert presentation. We are so happy that you decided to spend your afternoon with us, and we look forward to hosting you again at our Armed Forces concert right here at the Clovis Veterans Memorial District. Okay, this is where I'm going to ask you, if you write things down on with pen and paper onto your calendar, this would be your time to pull out your calendar. And if you put it onto your phone, this would be where you turn it back on, because I'm going to give you a second to pull it out. Because what I want to give you is the date and time of our next concert. And I know you do not want to miss out on putting it down. If you're anything like me, if I see a squirrel, it's gone. It's forgotten. I'll ask you, what were you talking about? So I know you are much brighter than me. So now that you've got your papers out, good, fantastic. When is that concert? It is at 2 p.m. on Sunday, May 21st. May 21st of this year. So, May 21st at 2 p.m., right here, we look forward to seeing all your beautiful faces, and then maybe another or two. I encourage you to share this with your friends. Follow us on Facebook and all our social media platforms. We'd love to share with you all the things that are going on, and we want to make sure that nobody misses out. As you can see, the price is right for this entertainment. It was not too bad, would you agree? And this remarkable band is incredible to spend the afternoon with. So next May, this coming May, I should say, May 21st on Sunday at 2 p.m., we look forward to seeing you here for the Armed Forces Concert. Now we'd like to direct your attention to the donation stations located in the back. I made mention of it earlier, and encourage you to consider making a contribution to help us continue to do good work in the community and keep the music playing. As you know, this wonderful group is not affiliated with any corporation, foundation, or school district for support. So we depend solely on the generosity of our friends to continue to operate and serve the community. If we have a school or corporation member out there that would like to talk to us, we'd love to talk to you. Anything to keep this music going and continuing to provide for this great community, we will work with you in making that happen. And finally, if you haven't already done so, we encourage you to pick up an application for membership and join the Association of the United States Army. The many benefits of the AUSA membership are explained on the application, but the biggest benefit of all is that by joining, you will be helping us continue to tell the soldier's story and support our troops. Thanks again for being here, and we will conclude with a song about one of the most famous battles known to mankind. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Jericho. Bravo, bravo, Sounds of Freedom. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Sounds of Freedom. Give them a nice round, big, warm, loud applause. There you go. Encore. Oh, did I hear encore? Yeah, let's hear it. Encore. Let's see if they prepared. Encore. Come on, you got to make them feel it. Got to make them feel it. What do you guys think? Do you have it in you? I think the public wants it. Monte, I totally understand if you're not ready. Sometimes we just, we show up and we're not ready. He's ready. What? You think he's ready? You're always ready. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, let's find out, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what they got. Are you ready? Bravo. Bravo. The Sounds of Freedom, ladies and gentlemen. Great work. Great work. Thank you so much for joining us. And everyone at home, thank you for taking the time to join us. As our wonderful piece by Josh Trinidad mentioned, the Meditations and Hymn to Nature. You are loved and you matter. Wherever you find yourself, I challenge you to help build bridges where there are walls and fences. Encourage dialogue. Where there's division, find ways of bringing back our friends who, for whatever reason, have fallen victim to these divisive attitudes that have taken over, not just here in our community, but around the world. We can be the difference that God blessed this world with. I encourage you to find that opportunity to seek to understand before proving that you have to be right. Sometimes you don't have to be right. Sometimes it's important to be heard and to hear others. God gave us the right equation. He gave us 2 ears and only 1 mouth. Let's listen twice as much, speak half as much, and look to bring together our community. And I would offer you start with the family, our neighborhood, and make that difference. Thank you to all, and remember our troops who are in harm's way every single day and their families who are home praying for them. As we pray for them, let's do our part. God bless you all. Please stay safe. And until May 21st, at what time? Where? There you go. Look forward to seeing you there. God bless you. Take care.